welcome back everyone. My name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Grim Dawn. Where we left off last time, we did some side quests, and now we have to go slay Kuraz, the Sigil of Chthon, and also we've slayed some Necromancer guarding some ashes. We have to recover the lost cannons in conflagration, but we can't actually get there yet, so I'm not too concerned about that particular part. We also need our buffs, so let's go Y, 2, and 7. And then turn this guy on to defensive, and we're good to go. We are a long ways away from a level, but we are level 43 at the moment. Getting up there in levels. There's a lot of enemies here. Got a chthonic seal of binding. I think those are for making items. Also, I did make an item. It was recommended on a few videos back, but I had already recorded some since then. We have a relic. We made Equilibrium, which is an empowered relic. It is 14% elemental damage, 28 spirit, 4 movement speed, 28 magical resistance, and grants skill Tranquility. So yeah. We did this shrine, right? I don't remember. Let's do it again. I think you can do these ones multiple times, although I'm not entirely sure about that. That guy's dead. And so is that one. I think that's everyone. Thirsting Maw, which is a epic one-handed axe, which is not particularly good for us, unfortunately, but whatever. How's our inventory space doing? We're fine for inventory space for now. But we definitely already done that one. We're mostly just fighting our way up to here. I'm going to just skip some of these enemies because we've already fought them once before. They've just respawned since it's been a bit since I closed the game and restarted it. So here we are. We are at this base camp, it looks like. Lots of enemies around. Aveline's Notes Part 3. Also possibly Aveline. There's also Trevor's Note up north there. Alright. Why can't I pick it up? There we go. Let's take a quick look at these notes. Oh, we have one of each because we've done this before. All begins and ends with Chthon. I can see that now. My family suffering, poverty we've endured, these are symptoms of our separation from Chthon. The Bloodsworn have shown me the way to salvation. I have prayed long and hard at the altar, poured my lifeblood out into the stones until the answers came to me. The only way my family could truly be safe is to be reunited with Chthon. I've made the necessary arrangements. The sacrifice will proceed at dawn. We don't have her other notes, so hopefully they'll pop up at some point. For weeks I've been getting that feeling that something bad is coming, like a knot in the pit of my stomach that won't go away, and each day it gets a bit worse. I've noticed a lot more travelers from the capital of Irulan, heading south with all their worldly possessions. I've asked a few for news from the north, but nobody could give me a clear answer. Just an unshakable feeling that something awful is about to happen. How is it we all share the same dread? No shipment from the capital again. Last week we didn't get our latest deliveries, and now again. No shipment coming in means no shipment going out. How am I supposed to run a store if I don't have supplies to sell? Local goods are fine, but I rely on being able to sell things people can't get straight from their neighbors. I'm hearing hushed conversations in the streets, and a customer told me he saw some cloaked figures rolling a barrel down to the lake, and now the town drunk is missing. More likely than not, he finally tripped and stumbled into the ravine. But still, there's a strange chill in the air, and everyone seems to be on edge. I'm starting to think about packing up shop and heading south might be the best thing to do. It would be, Trevor Mills, it would be indeed. You should definitely do that before you end up dead. I wonder where Aveline's notes were. I don't think we missed any major areas that I can see. Huh, oh well. I like how someone would just get clipped on stairs a little bit and you start to like rubber band back and forth. Just because of the way the clipping works in this game. There's literally nothing over here. It's just a bridge. Fort Heron is there. It's on the other side. Of course, we've been there before. We killed a person there. Lucius Bloodboil is here. He is not that hard to kill, actually. Black Grimoire of Ognapash, which actually might be a good item. We'll take a look here in a sec. I mean, it's still really hard to get better than our sword currently, but we'll take a look. Maybe it's something good for us, finally, in terms of Arcanist gear. We are now respected with Kaiman's Chosen. It's always a plus. Let's take a look at that item. It was the Black Grimoire of Ognapesh. +2 soul harvest, bunch of casty type stuff, but not particularly great for us, unfortunately. Although Summon Revenant of Ognapesh might be cool. Lots of hit points. Decent amount of energy. Does a bunch of damage. Anyways. It's still no +2 to all Arcanist skills, though. That's the thing, right? It has to be better than +2 to all Arcanist skills, which is kind of hard to do. Peacekeeper Chambra's journal is in the next building over. Mayor Bridgewater's journals in this one. Lots of journals in this town. It's this one up here, I think. And we've blown up all the enemies. What's over in this little house? Nothing, I think. Well, you know what? Let's check it out really quickly. Alright. Let's go into that house. How do we get into that? Oh, it's up top. So let's do this little area first. See if there's anything down here. Although it's not looking great. Some dynamite. Oh, what are you shooting at? You got that shooting at me, but like there's a wall in the way. Oh, Avalanche Snow Part 2. Okay, so maybe it goes backwards in time. Which would make sense, because if they're fleeing south, or traveling south, the latest ones would be further south. And the older ones would be to the north. Makes perfect sense, I guess. Get out of the way. Well, we ended up in the town square up here it is. We will be looking at the journals we picked up in a second here. Peacekeeper Chambra's journal. It's a flame brand. Is that an actual epic? Huh, it is. Wasn't expecting to get an epic item there, but cool. We'll take a look at it in a second as well. Anything else of note? I guess the food ration's kind of good, especially since we're about half-life in terms of our constitution. Alright, let's take a look at those things. Trevor's note. Oh, we already did Trevor's note. Get rid of Trevor's note. Life among the Bloodsworn has required some changes to our little family. Mainly that we can only see the children after the day's rituals and chores are finished, which usually last late into the evening. Some days I don't see them at all until they are already asleep. My husband is having a difficult time with the prayers. He calls them blasphemous filth, but I remind him that we're doing this for our family's survival. Myself, I cannot help but question the gods who have given us nothing except poverty, but here, under the protection of Chthon, we are safe and fed. The Bloodsworn have given us everything and they promised and more. All they ask in return is our devotion and a little bit of blood. So I can't help myself when I chant a little louder each morning as I sing my praises to Chthon. The cuts from the ritual knife serve as a gentle reminder that we are still alive, not rotting out there in the wilderness. It feels good. By Chthon it feels good. Our little town is surrounded by forts and soldiers of the Imperium, and yet I have never felt more alone or vulnerable. Each day I see more and more soldiers leaving Fort Heron to the north, while the road through Darkvale is a never-ending stream of refugees heading south. Those fleeing the capital tell horrific tales of people gone crazy, of robbing and looting as madness consumes the head of our nation. One story even described a mob running down a woman in the streets and devouring her alive. Sounds like a horror story, but I'm assured that it's the whole truth. With so many new faces in town, my deputies are taxed with holding the town together. Fighting over scarce goods has become a daily ritual. We have had several murders in the last 2 weeks, a concept once entirely strange to our little village. 3 more people have vanished over the last week. At first, we didn't pay much heed with the coming and going of folk on account of the refugee situation, but with these 3, it now makes a total of 6 that have gone missing since Tom, with not a soul aware of where they'd gone to. Whatever's stirring in the capital must be making its way here as well. Some unseen dread that you can't quite pinpoint, but you can see in the faces of those traveling south. Desperation, fear, it's all around us now, and it has taken root in Darkvale. The mayor has expressed similar concerns, particularly around a strange new religion that's been attracting followers recently. Could they be behind the recent disappearances? The Peacekeeper says that. We have Mayor Bridgewater's thing. I'm not one to wish ill on anyone for their beliefs, but I can't say I like this new faith spreading around town of late. With all the frightening rumors coming from the north, religious fanatics stirring up the populace is the last thing we need. Heath Strapo says this religion of Chthon is not new, but in fact very old. Well, if it's been around for so long, how come I never heard of it? One of the preachers invited me to sit in and listen on their sermons to dispel any ill feelings I have towards the matter. They seemed innocuous enough, but the obsession with blood and rejoining with their god in the end of days left me uneasy. Another person has gone missing. Last week it was Tom, who I admit was a drunk and a nuisance to the town, but this week it was Mary Tess, town seamstress. Zarya told me that she saw Mary leaving the town with a group of refugees, just as Trevor did a few days prior. At least Trevor stopped by my place to say he was leaving, but Mary, she didn't even say goodbye, or take anything with her. It's all just very strange. As I write this, I'm prepared to meet with the town leaders to work on a way to handle all the travelers passing through Darkvale Gate. Hundreds come through each every day now. Thankfully most don't stop, but if this keeps up, we'll have a real problem on our hands. I don't know what's going on in the capital, but it has everyone concerned. The amalgamation. Consensus is achieved. The sanctum of Homestead is to fall within the fortnight. With the Herald making its steady approach from the north, nothing but conflagration in its wake, it falls upon me to render a force capable of assaulting the human stronghold from the west. The reanimators are tirelessly working within the cages, pouring the gift of Aether into the humans and trolls we've gathered for the purpose. But the real work will be conducted within the barn. Oh, this is from earlier. We must have missed this one. It is true that the humans have proven to be difficult hosts. The mind struggles against a greater power it cannot possibly fathom. With the flesh, it is malleable, easily tainted. I look upon the corpses filling the barn with a stench of decay, not as a sign of how fragile life is, but as a canvas upon which we will paint the future of Cairn. That would be the abomination we ended up killing. The Acolyte's Pledge. When the world ended, I did not know I would survive. It was only by the grace of Kaiman that they found me, buried in the mud and rubble of my house. It was Father Kaiman who knew where to find me. It was his hands that pulled me free of certain death. Now that I'm here, I pledge to do everything I can to fight this evil and to serve the cause that gave me a second chance. It is by the will of Kaiman that I now carry his light to the world and save who I can. Praise be the Blessed Father. Acolyte of the Chosen, Karth Levine. Alright. So this guy's been wandering back and forth for a while while we read things. Let's just send him back to wherever he's from, or just dead. Which actually brings me to an interesting little tidbit of inquiry. In this world, do demons die when they're on the material plane before heading back to their... Or do they just straight up die on the material plane and not head back to their initial realm? Or do they just get sent back like in Forgotten Realms, where if you kill a demon, generally, it just gets sent back to the hells? Or, what's the other one? It's a hells, the 9 hells, or the abyss. Yeah. The chest is locked with heavy chains. Dynamite breaks it open. Sure, why not? I must be getting old. I'm forgetting my Dungeons and Dragons information. Actually, it's not true. Not all demons get sent back when you kill them. Mostly just powerful ones can't die on the prime material plane. You have to kill them in their own realm. Or, there are ways to like bind them to the prime material plane to kill them. The bathhouse. How do we get into the bathhouse? Oh, we have to go around. Okay, I see. I mean, that's pretty modern looking plumbing. Look at that. They have like actual tubs with, ignoring the bodies for a second, they've got like, what are those things called? Like a, oh, I don't remember what those things are called. There's a name for them. Anyways, you can turn on running water. It's early in the morning. It starts with an S and it's bothering the crap out of me now. Also, we're fighting Zarya the Carver. Not killable, or not freezable, I should say. I guess we can just stand toe to toe. She doesn't do a whole lot of damage. I don't want to use a potion, but I might have to. Ooh, we need to heal. There we go. I'll just... yeah, screw it. We'll use a potion. Why not? There we go. She's dead. And Zarya's journal, page 2. I'm going to look up this word between videos because it's going to bug the ever-loving hell out of me. Alright, let's take a look at what we picked up. We picked up Chest Guard of Perdition, which gives a lot of retaliation damage and some acid retaliation. It is a set item too. Requires a ton of physique that we don't have. Actually, we're relatively close, honestly, but what else does it give? We would lose elemental resistance. We'd gain a bunch of armor. We would gain some health. We would lose energy regeneration. We'd lose +3 Penteus replicating missiles, so that would be bad. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. We have a lot of gear to look through. I'll do that between videos, probably. Let's go to the fort entrance and deal with the thing. Oh, wait, hang on. There's a shrine outside. Oh no, how do we get out of here? We're trapped. I guess we'll just quickly jump back out. I'm gonna run back and deal with the shrine. And then we'll head back into here. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alrighty, we are back up here. We're gonna do the desecrated shrine. Freeze everything that comes out because getting hit in the face kind of sucks. And we got a devotion point for that. And a Finger of Gard Alvur. A one-handed scepter that does some energy regeneration, a bunch of fire damage, chaos damage, burn damage, a bunch of health. It's an okay thing. We've restored the shrine though to its full glory. And we did get a devotion point, so let's do that. I think we are going to do... what was the one we were going to do next? We finished the candle. I picked out another one, but I don't remember which one it was now, because it's been a while. Not the Magi. I'll recognize it when I see it. It's possibly the Empty Throne. Maybe not. Is it Rowan's Crown? Was it the Owl? Oh man, I'm gonna... now I've forgotten. I don't think it was the Shepherd's Crook. Was it the Lantern? I think it might have been the Lantern. I'll be right back in 1 sec. I wrote it down somewhere. Alright, yes, it was definitely the Owl. So we're starting out with 15 Cunning, 15 Spirit. We're going to go to Elemental Resistance and Skill Energy Cost. And then we're going to do 30 to all damage and defensive ability and reflected damage reduction. That kind of stuff. And we get some hands up in the air Ascendant points for doing so. But we need a bit more stuff. I do want that 30% damage though. Also, there's a dead body here we should probably grab. And now we can actually head down into the fort entrance. Alrighty, so we're at Darkvale Gate Rift. Oh, that's Q, not number 1. That feeling when you have the fingers on the wrong keys. Apparently they've blocked this particular road. Like jerks. Alright, let's go this way then. Lots of emeralds and gems and stuff. Some demon looking things. So I'm guessing that's probably the way we have to go. There's something down here. Oh, it's a chest. Alright. Did our raven die again? Because it's definitely not here anymore. It did, for sure. It's on defensive already. Good. Alright, what's down this direction then? So we still haven't found the Necromancer guarding the ashes, which I think might actually be in a different area. That thing hit really hard, I wasn't expecting that, but we're fine. I hate this stupid camera pan. Because it gets stuck sometimes and it's really annoying. I'm gonna reset it to normal. That's about north-ish.
Can't do that yet.
I think the camera pan thing is the most annoying thing about the entire game, which is actually high praise considering there's not a lot else to complain about. It's a really good game otherwise. It's a hell of a lot of fun. There's definitely a baddie here named Ignatius Burn. He does burning. He's a hero monster of some sort. He's a dead hero monster of some sort. I think we're doing pretty well in terms of exploration, so we can just go on to the next area. And there's a chest here with some random crafting mats and some pants we're not picking up.
Fresh blood.
I feel like we're missing a bunch of stuff because we went this way. And I think this might have been the right way to go. Although we can just walk back this way.
I can't do that yet.
There was definitely a chest here. There's definitely guys down there. I think we need to go back and go down there. This door is unfortunately locked though. So we have to walk around like chumps with don't have magic. Where's my teleport button? Alright, so if we go down here, there's definitely more guys. We get into that room. I need to go this way. And then all the way back this way, and then all the way this way. Which is a pain, but might have something cool in it, so it's worth taking a look. Then again, it might be completely worthless. There's a rotting corpse, I guess. Well, that's it. There's nothing else. That's I guess there was a tavern at one time. A tavern in the midst of a fortress. Not the worst place to set up a tavern, I guess. Gotta keep your soldiers happy. Although, drunk soldiers is probably a bad idea for guard duty, or guard detail. Maybe when you're on duty, you don't get hammered. There's dynamite there, I want it. Okay, so we have to go this way. Because I don't think we can go around that way. No, it looks like it's locked off. I love it when they line up beautifully for that big attack. And then you gotta hate it when you hit the corner. Dynamite? And what's down here? Something. There's a door that leads to the fort entrance. Now, is that the way we're supposed to go, or is that just a way out? Do we even want to get out? That actually hit really hard, whatever that was. Do I come back here later? There's so many questions now that I have. Because we're now back to basically the very beginning, kind of. And yeah. How do we get over there? That room died basically almost entirely. There's a crumbling wall here that leads to another secret this way. Oh, there's a chest. I was like, what am I looking for here? But that actually makes a lot of sense. And then if we walk back up this way, it just leads us back to where we came from. So I'm not gonna leave yet. There's also a room there we haven't killed everything in. That door is closed, so we have to go up and around. There's so many like closed off sections. There's another chest there that we missed. There was a fat zergling. That's kind of what it looked like. Oh, we need to go back this way. And then this way? How do we get to that room? Does that room even matter? Not really. Let's just go. Oh, this is almost the end. I guess we do leave out of there. This is just like a dungeon. Was that thing's name a Chthonian Groper? I need to find another one to verify that. I wasn't paying as much attention to his name as I should have been. We need to find more Chthonians so I can look up their names. Okay, those are just Bloodsworn. Any Chthonians in your little crew here? No? Alright. Maybe outside. This does seem to be a place filled with Chthonians, so... Another area. Okay. Bloodsworn. Just all Bloodsworns. Another Bloodsworn. There's a lot of Bloodsworn. Like a whole kingdom worth of them. How do they feed all these people? Here's the thing, like... Let's take... Homestead or... Oh, yeah, there's a shrine there. If we look at the map, right? We take Homestead or Devil's Crossing, for example. There was like 20 people there, and they're starving. They can't get enough food for like 20 people. We've killed hundreds of Bloodsworn already. Okay. So we couldn't necessarily target that thing, but we can just blow it up instead. Dreadnought footpads. Set items for a set that is warrior based. But yeah, like how do they feed all these people? Any Chthonians in here? I need to see that name. It's gonna bug me until I see it. Bloodsworn.
My inventory is
oh
can't
no!
carry anymore.
We are full up. And I just drank something by accident. Oops. Let's head back to Homestead. I guess what we'll do is we'll call it a video here because I need to go sell a bunch of stuff and it's going to take a little bit. Probably in the next video we'll finish up the fort and go on from there. So like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.